I carry a darkness inside that haunts my every shot. There's this children's book that I don't recall the name, but it explains trauma in a way that really stands out to me. It goes something like this. If you experience something really bad or intense that we cannot process, it creates this large intangible mess. And when we're little, this can be overwhelming as it takes up so much of what we are. As we grow older, we can handle more of these emotions, but it's not that the original one goes away, it's always there. They just don't take up as much room. What I find fascinating about competing in archery is that these high pressure environments, I find myself small again, and this gives me the opportunity and mental space to work through these emotions. This weekend, we are heading south to compete at the 56th Indoor National Tournament. I'll be competing in the January time slot here in Southern California. At the same time that I'm appreciating the view from the freeway, I also spend time visualizing the venue, stepping up to the line, lifting up my bow, and what a good shot feels like. We hit a bit of traffic, but I believe we left early enough, so I'm not stressing. I get to compete at the Easton Center of Excellence inside the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista, California. Driving up to this driveway is awe-inspiring. It's not every day that I get to practice and compete at the Olympic Training Center. I have been looking forward to today. There are some target butts set up outside at 18 meters to warm up for me to get more comfortable with the environment. And while practicing, I see the previous lineup heading out, so it's almost time. I spent some time to reflect on the goal for today. The goal is to find joy in my shots. 2 years ago, while at this very tournament, I found myself in a mental space where it was all too overwhelming. The surge of emotions was too intense and I left the tournament venue in tears. What is wrong with me? I kept asking myself over and over. I spent the last 2 years practicing as many hours as I could, talking to other archers about this darkness, returned to therapy, and even started seeing a cardiologist. To top it off, I also carry 2 cardiovascular conditions, hypertension and a type of arrhythmia that was originally diagnosed as anxiety. The problem was that I was trying to fix something, but there's nothing to fix because there's nothing broken. And once I accepted this, my shots started getting better. I head inside as it's almost time to start. Part of the check-in process is to put up our own target faces. I'll be shooting a triangular 3-spot for recurve, not to be confused with the compound 3-spot, which has a smaller 10 ring. The lineup appears full, but there are quite a few no-shows, 2 of whom are supposed to be on my bail. Another thing I learned is to always stay hydrated and fueled. For quick refueling, I'm resorting to these energy gels that taste awful, but with enough water, I get a good energy boost. I am on target 24C, and this lower target puts me at a disadvantage because most of the year I'm practicing longer distances. After the national anthem, we start. I see some familiar faces up and down the shooting line, which helps me stay more at ease. As I step up to the line for the first scoring end, it happens. My heart's beating out of my chest, the target is blurry, and I can't remember what my shot is supposed to do. It's all on autopilot. The bow feels so heavy. It's hard to control the shot. I know I'm running out of time. I need to get this shot out. I'm out of breath. My heart's currently beating at 164 beats per minute. Yes, this is nerves. It seems to be growing and taking over. I set my bow down and go sit down. I feel like I'm shaking and my heart rate is down somehow. From the outside, it may not seem like much is happening, but inside there is so much. This next end, I am fighting to regain control. This is what I've been practicing for. What I'm equipped with this time that I didn't have before are strategies. Fall back on my shot. At least a version of my shot. If you watch closely, I am collapsing at release. The time it takes to step up to the target for us to do scoring is also an opportunity for me to review and thank myself and my bow for what I am accomplishing so far. I have to remind my body to trust the shot, and when it's not quite right, to let down. I'm still very tense, but somehow I'm able to save this shot. As the tournament progresses, I feel like I'm keeping that darkness at bay, but I realize that my heart is beating faster and slower and going out of rhythm, and I am not getting any more nervous. So the darkness is just not just one shade. These things are related. Eureka! As a darkness taking over is the sum of these things, the nervousness and this heart condition. By taking a more mindful approach, I can see that they are two separate things. With all this work, I'm running out of energy. Time for another refuel. This other energy gel is a bit more chewy and has honey in it. Slowly I am rebuilding my shot and my confidence and adjusting when the shot is good. If I can more quickly separate what are nerves from what my heart is going to do, then I can more quickly adjust to my shots. To be clear, I have consulted with my cardiologist and electrophysiologist to confirm that I am in good health to compete. I can feel my heart and nerves, but I'm not letting them take over. It's getting hot. But this is not my first time in this tournament, which is why I'm the only one on the shooting line wearing shorts despite the weather outside. And just as I'm starting to cramp, one more push to finish the day. And finally, day 1 is done. We turn in our scores and head home. On the drive home, I have plenty of time to reflect on the day and how I did enjoy some of my shots. So I did achieve my goal. The following morning, I am tired. We didn't make it home till about 3 a.m. I am very sleep deprived. The drive is much clearer, no traffic today. Walking up to the outside practice area, I see that most people are already inside, so I don't have much time. I'm looking for my shot, trying different things. There, that's the feeling. Guess I shouldn't try to fit another arrow in the same spot. Back inside, the lineup is the same. I'm looking forward to applying what I learned yesterday. My first shot, I feel it setting in, but I don't want it to let it take over. It's an 8, not a great start. Second shot, I want to build on what I worked on the first shot and focus on timing. It's a 10. That's good. It's a good 10. Third arrow, focus on your back, keep the shot easy. It's another 10. Getting 28 the hard way. I'm starting to feel my heart get out of rhythm, then come back. I hate this feeling. It's as if I'm getting punched on my chest. I guess I should explain what's happening to my heart and why I feel so bad. In a regular human heart, there are 2 main beats, the love dub. There's technically 4, but let's just go with 2. The sound itself is the sound of the valves closing between the chambers of the heart. The atriums contract first, pushing blood to the ventricles, then the ventricles contract, pushing blood to the rest of the system. What I have is called a PAC, a premature atrium contraction. This is what my actual EKG looks like. My heart will be beating normally, then all of a sudden the atriums contract before the ventricles relax, then push all the blood out of my heart. Then the very next beat is the problem. It's very jarring as the heart's quickly filling with blood. This happens every day. I've always had this. When I was a teenager, I was misdiagnosed as an anxious teen. What makes it more noticeable is higher blood pressure, which is normal during tournaments and stressful environments. And since I already have high blood pressure, the combination of it just takes over and turns into this darkness. Armed with this knowledge that I am in the driver's seat, I know it'll be a little bumpy, but I can more confidently get through today. Looking around, I see hesitation even in really seasoned archers around me. Then something amazing happens. Not only am I able to keep this darkness and my heart in check, but I'm also able to curb that feeling. And I'm enjoying my shots again, albeit I'm still a little tense. Then we reach the end of the tournament. 120 arrows shot. We turn in our score sheets and head home. This has been a great weekend. I've learned quite a bit about myself and I'm looking forward to the next one. And until next time, keep shooting for gold.